Thank you for watching Eastern Volleyball Network. My name is Graham Wren. I'm here with my usual co-host, Kevin Knight. Dude, it's been a while since we've been able to do one of these.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and I think we got a good video today. The Atlanta AVP qualifier. Stoked to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk through the qualifier bracket for this as well.
I was gonna say before that, let's go through phase one of the qualifier, not match by match, but just some of our fallen friends that unfortunately dropped out in day one.
Yeah.
And then we'll launch into the 32 team single elimination bracket.
Yeah, sure thing. At the top of that list, I think we have JD Hamilton and Will Rodriguez, unfortunately unable to get it done.
The Florida boys had to play other Florida boys. So they were Will told me it was going to be a tough match, and Ian told me it was going to be a tough match, and TJ Yurko told me it was going to be a tough match. Sure enough, game 3, 13-13, I'm sitting there watching. They got a free ball back. They had advantage. They got a free ball back, and JD went to hand set it. He got called on a double, hand setting a free ball at 13-13 in game 3, and that was the moment that changed the entire game. I mean, you put the other team up 14-13 on a ball that you're easily going to take care of, and that was kind of the story of their match. Pretty unfortunate. Will was really struggling in the heat. A lot of people really struggled in the heat today. It was 93 with a heat index of something like 107. So pretty absurd. Yeah, it sucks. That's a really strong team.
Was it a
seed
double?
in the one today, and I think that was their first round match.
Was it a double?
I wouldn't have called it. I thought it was fine. I was really surprised when I got called. As was JD. He's got really pretty hands, but sometimes refs just feel like I know it's not the right rule, but sometimes refs feel like if you're setting the ball on the first contact, it has to be perfect, and that's absolutely not the rule, but they're still going to blow the whistle anyway.
Sure.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Next fallen friends, Anthony Winter and Big Phil Margavicius.
So tragic. They came in with such high hopes. They were definitely in I think they were seeded to make it through, but again, had a difficult bracket, and seemed like they just really weren't ready to take it to each team. They looked a little unprepared. But yeah, they lost to a good team. It's not like they absolutely collapsed or anything. They just a good team came to play them, and they probably played a 5 out of 10. So that's how it goes.
Gotcha. Next fallen friends, Spencer Gaston and Nate Pugh.
I think that's just a tough draw. I didn't actually get to see them play, but
they ran into John Schwagel and then Devin Berkey.
Yep. Both of them are good young players. So that's just a tough draw for Spencer. Good old North Carolina boy.
Yeah. Caleb Jenis and Matt Hazel.
The Charleston duo. Matt Hazel played a tournament early in the year in Wilmington with Marty Lorenz. He's a young go-getter. He played soccer in college and has switched over to beach volleyball, just kind of learning the game, but super eager. Really happy to see him out there. Smaller guy. I'll tell you, it's pretty deep. The sand here is really nice. It's like 30 inches deep. Pure white sand, not dirty at all, and pretty coarse. So it's actually funny.
Real quick, for our international viewers, do you know how many centimeters that is?
It's pretty funny. All 12 of them. No, it's a really good facility. It's got 11 courts. Happy to be here. Sand's great. The Cali guys feel right at home with the deep stuff, not with the heat though. And now it's dumping rain outside, so pretty crazy weather here.
Yeah. Our last fallen friends would be Joe Keller and John Sutton.
More NC guys. These two are known for hitting up qualifiers, and I can tell you this: Joe started out the match with like 5 consecutive sky balls, some in, some out. But it gave you the kind of tone that they were playing with. They were there because they're friends and want to have fun and hang out. And, they played a decent match. It wasn't like they were just completely messing around, but I don't think that they were out there trying to bring their A game or anything. They're out there just two friends having fun.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, now that we've talked about all our friends who failed to move on to day 2, let's go ahead and run through the bracket for the
jab the dagger.
Yeah. So just to give everyone a quick idea of how we're going to format this, we're going to run through each quadrant rather than just going down the entire round by round like we normally do. So we're going to go ahead and start with the top quadrant, which is Avery Drost, Miles Partain against AJ Kolasar and Adam Stasevich.
Yep. So I know AJ. I don't know if I know Adam, but AJ is a young guy that lives in Atlanta, has a court in his front yard. I think he coaches or helps coach at Georgia State. Smaller guy. He's again kind of just getting the beach, and I mean I think the story of this one is everybody knows Avery, everybody knows Miles Partain, the wonder kid. They're just been playing ball way longer and at a higher level, so I think that it's pretty easy to pick the one over the 32 in this case.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I think experience.
The next one is the one I want to know your opinion on.
Whew. So the next one we have the 16-17, Robbie Page, Hagen Smith against Dylan Cox and Jeff Samuels.
Yeah. I don't think these two teams have seen each other. I'm guessing everybody that is more in tune with the national scene is going to know all four of those names. Cox and Samuels have been playing together since 2019. They play a lot of tournaments. They travel together, have made some great finishes, have had some not great finishes. And then Robbie Page and Hagen, I think Robbie Page is running a YouTube channel, so shout out to his whole Tenzo thing. Love the blogs they're putting up. It's cool to see another volleyball player putting up stuff on YouTube. Page and Hagen, Robbie made some FIVB main draws in 2015 or so. He made some AVP main draws and I may have made an AVP Sunday once or twice. I'm not positive on that, so don't quote me. But obviously has had some success on the pro circuit already. So he along with Jeff Samuels are the two tested vets. But Page was out kind of growing his small business for a while, and now they're back. So we have a 7-footer and I think Hagen might be 6 foot with springs against like a true 6'1" blocker and 6'2" or 6'3" defender with Jeff Samuels blocking and Dylan Cox defending.
Yeah.
How do you see this one going? Deep sand, by the way.
What was deep sand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to pick Robbie Page and Hagen Smith. I love Jeff's game a lot, but I think at the end of the day, the size of Robbie combined with the experience of Hagen as well. You know, you talked about Robbie and Jeff being seasoned veterans, but like Hagen's made 1 or 2 main draws as well.
I think with Millward.
Yeah, I remember watching a video of them actually knocking off the McKibbins and I think Hermosa.
Yeah.
So
well, and I was just going to say that Robbie and Hagen I think had a really good finish at New Jersey. So I think I'm with you on this one. But if you told me tomorrow that Dylan and Jeff came out and beat them, I wouldn't be surprised either. It's obviously a really good team. I'm just kind of going with the trend at the moment. They seem to be trending up.
Yeah, I think for now we'll rock with Page and Smith.
Yeah.
The next one, the 9 versus 24, we have Ben Vaught and Brandon Clemens against John Schwengel and Devin Berkey.
I haven't seen Brandon Clemens play in person. I've heard really good things. He's 6'6" and hits with a hammer. Arm swing's really unconventional, so it's hard to read. It's kind of like a whip from behind his head. Hits a really flat ball, deep angle. Vaught is obviously
your kind of guy.
Lefty. Lots of cagey lefty, good defender. And these two have had success. Again, I think they were being coached maybe by Jason DeBellis at the time when they made a main draw, or maybe it was somebody else was coaching them. They were making main draws, and then they split in, again, 2018, I think, after playing our North Carolina boys, Mark Fornachari and Brian Tillman. And it seems like they're on a reunion tour at this moment. So love to see it. And then Schwengel and Berkey, I think, qualified out of today. They're the 24 seed. And Schwengel actually, I think, made a main draw from like a Young Guns or Young, like winning U18. I think one year gave a main draw and then got to play against. I might be wrong about that, but maybe. But he's like 20 or 21. Lives out in Cali, and Berkey is a young guy playing with all these other young guys. And I think he's the least experienced on that court. So based on knowing who the teams are, I think I'm probably going to go with the higher seed in this case with Brandon Clemens and Ben Vaught. But if you got any insight, let me know.
I think I saw a matchup of Berkey and someone playing against the Partain brothers in a California tournament pretty recently on YouTube. And I mean, he was playing some good ball, but I don't think I'm ready to go against Vaught and Clemens just yet. So we'll stick with them.
All right.
Next up, we have Evan Corey and Logan Weber, quite possibly the hottest team in this qualifier against Gerald and Jacob Titus. This is the 8 versus 25.
So for anyone wondering, the Gerald and Titus qualified from today, and they're Tennessee boys, are really good guys. Played against both of them individually a number of times, never played against them together. They're good volleyball players. They kind of had a grinder of a match today. I think this comes down to the fact that they're playing against a team that's incredibly well tested, and Evan and Logan are going to take this one. You got to go with them.
Yeah, I agree. Next up in this quadrant, we have in the round of 16, the 1 seed every draw Miles Partain against Robbie Page and Hagen Smith at the 16 or 17. 17.
Have we? Last I heard from one of the guys that trains out there is Avery's been playing really good ball. I haven't heard much from Miles Partain in terms of Miles Partain. I gotta imagine dude's been playing a good amount of each. I know he goes to school. He's like at UCLA or something like that. I don't know. I've heard really good things about Drost game in the last year, but it's all hearsay anyway. So do you want to try to call an upset here on the 1 seed using Robbie Page as his experience and his previous record and the fact that he and Hagen are really going after it, and you say, all right, steep sand, it's different state, it's a lot of heat, and we're gonna go with the 7-footer.
I don't know, man. I mean, when you think of guys in the main draw who are
typically
in shape to the point where this kind of heat isn't going to affect them, Avery Drost comes to mind.
Top of that list.
Yeah, he's pretty near the top of that list, if not at the top of that list. Versus I don't know whether Robbie Page at 7 foot tall is in that kind of elite shape to go.
Ooh.
I mean, he very well might be. I'm not saying he's not, but at the same, we know for a fact that Avery is. And I think Avery's been playing some of the best ball, of his career at this point, from the hearsay, also from I think that KOB back in 2020.
Yep.
Miles Partain was, taking fifths in the main draw in 2019. I think he made a main draw of the Champions Cup playing with Ty Loomis as like a pair of, undersized defenders. So that, for me, that's pretty hard to go against.
That's fair.
That's
logical.
Yeah, and I think I would be very, very tempted to put Page and Hagen Smith into the main draw if they were in probably any other quadrant. But I don't see him getting past Drost and Partain.
All right, I'll go. That's logical enough. I won't go against it. I was actually going to try to force it into a coin flip, but that's good enough for me. I think you've made your point.
Yeah. Next in this quadrant, we've got Ben Vaught, Brandon Clemens against Evan Corey and Logan Weber.
So Vaught's the best defender on the court. That's pretty clear. But I'm probably gonna say that Logan Weber is the best blocker on the court.
When you say Ben Vaught's the best defender on the court, you mean purely the skill of defense, right?
Purely digging the ball. Overall defensive, like hand digging, platform digging. But in terms of an overall defender, we can talk differently because jump serving and siding out and setting. Evan Corey is extremely proficient.
Right. I'm pretty sure that these teams have run into each other once or twice on the AVP next.
Ooh, what do you know what the outcomes have been?
Well, Evan Corey and Logan Weber have won everything, so I think we can go ahead and say what the outcome was, right?
So you calling it again in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna stop rolling against Ben Vaught and Brandon Clemens, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
As someone who likes to root for Ben Vaught, 6 foot tall lefty defender, I like watching Ben Vaught, but I don't think they're gonna get this one, even in the deep stuff.
So you pit Logan Weber and Evan Corey, the hottest team in the qualifier, against arguably maybe skill for skill the best team in the qualifier for the 1 versus 8.
Yeah.
This one, what do you do here?
I think
I have to figure out how to film this match.
Right. I think if you went down the list of teams in this qualifier and were like pick 4 teams that are going to qualify, these 2 teams as well as Robbie Page and Hagen Smith are probably 3 of the 4 teams that I would have picked. Just like if you just listed them without looking at a bracket or knowing what seed they were, that probably would have picked all 3 of them, but they're all in the same quadrant. Again, I still find it very, very difficult to bet against Avery Drost and Miles Partain.
I'm one of those teams.
Huh?
I'm the 4th of those teams.
Maybe. I don't know. It's probably your first round matchup is probably who I would pick for the 4th team, but we'll see. Yeah, so I have a hard time going against Avery and Miles.
So you're going 1 over 8.
Yeah.
Well, because it doesn't matter that much, I'm going to take Corey and Weber and just say that just roll with the hot momentum. Because we don't have to pick around after that, so I'm just going to go with the 8 seed 071.
Okay. Do you have a coin over there, or do we just want to do
No,
that?
I think we just say my pick is this and your pick is that, and I owe you sushi if you're right about it.
Okay, fair enough. So that's the end of the first quadrant. Second quadrant, we've got the 5 seed Peter Knoll's Salila Tucker against Larry Selewski and Philip Burrow.
I think before anything, we got to say heart goes out to Steven Roshitz and everything he's going through. Really kind of freak health condition that he's explained in depth on social media if you're interested. Really hope that guy comes back out and plays because he's so much fun to watch and such a good athlete. So that's how Knoll and Tucker ended up together. Tucker's also a Texas guy, so it makes sense for them to team up, and has made main draws in the past. But geez, hate to see that for Steve.
Yeah, really do.
So they're playing North Carolina Larry, who runs Captain Bill's tournaments out in Wilmington, and he's partnered up with Phil Burrow, who I believe was on the main draw NBL for a while, and bounced around, I think, in Cali and Florida.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Got a good amount of points.
Nice. You think Larry and Phil have a chance here, or do you think we got to roll with Knoll?
No, I mean, if they have a chance, it's because Knoll's not playing with his normal partner. But I think Pete's the best guy in that court, so I think I go with Knoll on that one. Yeah. Sorry, Larry.
Right, next we have TJ Yurko, Alex Diaz against Mike Grossel and David Vandermeer.
I don't think Grosel and Vandermeer have ever played together, and Diaz and Yurko train all the time in Florida. And Yurko is also one of my favorite humans on a volleyball court. Gave him a big hug today. So I'm a little biased, but I'm going to go with the 2 that train together all the time, and picking the 21 over the 12 and picking Yurko on this one.
I mean, where's Grossel from?
Colorado. He trains a lot with Skylar Del Sol and that whole group. Dave Smith, Nate Yang. Good player, really big blocker. Beat me and Nolan pretty badly in New Orleans when we played him. So not taking anything away from them, but or DR. I mean, DR is a good player too. But I really like how Yurko and Diaz are training all the time together, and I think they're a great seed to beat 21.
Sure. I think I'm going to go with Grossel and DR here. As much as I think you would love for me to pick your boy.
The contrarian pick on this one. Why?
I don't know, man. DR, I think DR's been playing some good ball.
Where have you seen DR playing ball? I think you're bullshitting.
No, I mean I've been watching, seen him on like live streams for Chaos, winning tournaments up there with Kyle Rad, stuff like that.
Ratty, first of all, but
Ready? Excuse me.
yeah. But I don't think he's won up there with Ratty. I think he's lost.
He absolutely went up there with Ratty.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Are you really picking Roselle and DR over Yurko?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I'm gonna at least force a coin flip.
this is a coin flip then.
Okay. You have a coin? I'm out.
Absolutely not.
Okay. I'll tell you what, odd or even.
Even.
Okay, well, it was even. So we'll go with Yurko and Diaz. Next up we have Tim Brewster and Mike Bogue against Jake Dietrich and Marcus Partain.
Don't know the guy that Marcus is playing with, and this might be his first qualifier back since I think being injured. Brewster and Bogue, Nolan and I had an amazing battle with in Wapaka on what they call sand, that is really concrete. 26, 24, and 3, they won. Love how Tim Brewster's been playing. And if anyone doesn't know, I think he took like a 5th and a 5-star here recently. Like kids been balling. Or a 1-star, sorry, 5th and a 1-star.
Yeah, I was like, I think we'd know if he took a 5th and a 5-star.
Right. I don't even think there are 5-stars anymore.
Yeah.
No, I think for sure Tim Brewster and Bogue on this one.
All right. I don't have a strong opinion either way on this, so I'll go ahead and roll with that. Next that was the 13 versus the 20, by the way. So next in the 4 versus the 9, we have Jake Rosener and Chris Vaughan against Austin Banks and Pedro Schneider.
Dude, Banks and Schneider, love them.
So these are 2 of the boys who got the
Raleigh's bid.
Yeah, exactly. The locals Atlanta bid, if you will.
Knocked me into the qualifier, into the phase 1 of the qualifier.
Yeah. Austin's a real scrappy KG, like 5'10" defender, maybe.
Not a good day.
Yeah. Real go-getter, just full sends everything he does. You think they've got a chance against Vaughan and Rosner, or you think they've bit off a bit more than they can chew?
I'm going to put it like this. I think they have a chance to take it to 3. Vaughan and Rosner have had an amazing 2019. Unfortunately, COVID kicked them out of 2020. So I don't want to take anything away from them. They play really well together, but this is Banks's home court, and the guy's a nut. I think that they have a chance of upsetting either game 1 or game 2. Schneider is surprisingly clean. He was John Justice's partner in Florida, so it's like a big 6'7". So that's my take. I don't think that they have a chance. Oh, I'm not going to say not have a chance, but I give an 80-20, 90-10 chance for Vaughan to take that one.
All right. Well, then I will go with Rosner and Vaughan as well. All right. Next, Peter Knoll and Tucker against TJ Yurko, Alex Diaz.
See, I go Yurko on this one again. I'm picking my guy. This isn't just a heart pick. This is Knoll and Tucker haven't played together in a big tournament. Like, period, end of story. Like they played plenty of good. I'm sure there's great Texas tournaments, but they haven't played AVP qualifiers together, to my knowledge. They may have in the past, but not to my knowledge. What are your thoughts here?
I went ahead and lost the last heads up to you, so going against Yurko, so I'm not going to go against him again. And and I do think that Knoll not having his normal partner, and having not necessarily having to work out some chemistry issues, but not being at 100% of the capacity that he's used to, I think is it's not something that I want to roll with. So
it's nothing taking away from Pete, because obviously everyone knows that he's an incredibly consistent player. It's just more of the fact that he doesn't have his normal partner, and it's probably an awkward situation for him. And the fact that Diaz is really good. I mean, Diaz has made a couple main draws, and TJ's been training really hard and has proven he can beat some big teams. So that's, I mean, not trying to like bash on everybody that TJ's playing. I just really like their game.
All right. Well, we'll roll with your boy here. Next, we have Tim Brewster, Mike Bogue against Rosener and Vaughan.
Ooh, Timmy and Mike versus Jake Rosener and Vaughan. This is a true toss up. I got nothing. Rosener and Vaughan are split blockers, both roughly 6'4" to 6'5". Bogue is also about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
And then Timmy's probably the best defender out there. A cool lefty at 6 foot, 6'1". Really hard worker, trying to make waves in the beach scene. What do you think here?
Honestly, I think I'm with you in that it's a toss up. Yeah,
I don't think anybody gains or loses anything by it being hot and somewhat rainy. Like,
yeah.
This to me is a push.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it's a bit of a push as well, but maybe, I mean, how many matches did Bogue and Brewster go on to win after knocking you off in Alpaca?
Well, so that was the one to get to Billy Allen and Andy Benish, and they took Billy Allen and Andy Benish to 3. So like, they have a pretty high ceiling, but neither one of them has made it as far as Vaughan or Rosener has in a main draw.
Okay.
So,
well then, I was gonna say in that case, I think we stick with Vaughan and Rosener.
All right. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. All right.
I would bet both of those teams are confident that they're going to beat the other team.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone in the qualifier is confident they're going to beat whoever they're playing, right? But
especially Austin Banks.
Yes, particularly Austin Banks. So now to see who gets in, we've got TJ Yurko, Alex Diaz against Rosener and Vaughan.
I mean, if we go with previous results and pick Vaughan, Rosener in the last one, I think we go with previous results and pick Rosener and Vaughan in this one too. Just being rational on that.
Yeah, I think we'd have to agree. And I think to translate for TJ, Kevin said he doesn't love you anymore. Loved to do the first 2 rounds, but not this one. So we've got Rosener and Vaughan making it in the main draw. And that ends our second quadrant. Third quadrant, we've got the 3 seed Mark Burik, Cody Caldwell against Adam Hartman and Andrew Holman. Are we just going to go ahead and pick Burik and Caldwell just straight up?
I just want to say 2 things. Love those 2, Hartman and Holman. They were BSing a little bit today with when TJ was around because they trained together with TJ in South Florida. And then Mark Forniciari trained with Burik and Caldwell and said that they looked really good, really smooth the last few days in Hermosa. So just those 2 pieces of intel. But yeah, we're going to pick Burik and Caldwell on that one.
Yeah. Next, we have Cam Beans, Chris Frazier against Maxwell Martin and Tomas Goldsmith.
So Tomas and Max Martin do really, really well on harder surfaces like alpaca, like grass. I haven't seen them pull a big finish in deeper stuff. But that said, that's pretty similar for at least Cam Beans. He tends to do better on a harder surface. It's going to be really, really hot tomorrow. What are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I actually haven't seen Tomas or Maxwell play before. I've only seen Beans and Frazier.
Max is a guy that Lures picked up when Logan couldn't play, like 6'7", really smooth, good hand setter, pretty solid passer, plays up north. But he plays a lot of grass, plays a lot of indoor. Well, maybe not a lot of indoor, but I know he plays a lot of grass. Plays beach like a grass player, a lot of swinging, a lot of high hands. Tomas is truly an indoor guy. He plays overseas. Bit of a loudmouth at times when he disagrees with people. Pretty fiery player. But I feel like they're both a little bit more grass players than beach players at times. They obviously can play on the beach, but they really, really benefit when it's like Clearwater sand or Wapaka sand and it's really stiff, hard stuff that they can jump out of.
I kind of want to go with the experienced Chris Frazier. And on top of that, I think if there's anyone that, when I think about people that, people shouldn't run their mouth against because it just fires them up, Cam Beans comes to the top of that list. So
That is true.
I kind of want to go with Beans and Frazier here.
And they pulled a pretty solid upset last time at AC, I think, Atlantic City. Beans
Didn't they? Who'd they beat?
I don't know. They knocked off one of the higher seeds though. I remember looking at the list and thinking, "Damn, that's a good win." And they came really close to beating. They came really close, actually. I think to beating Andy and Billy Allen. Like they took them to 3 and they were up in game 3 or something along those lines. I remember Cam telling me about it, and he was kind of jazzed. So
Yeah.
they play well together. I'm comfortable with that pick.
Yeah. Next, the 11 versus the 22. We have Angel Dasha and Dave Palm against Caleb Queckel and Ryan Lehman.
Queckel and Lehman last minute pickup.
What do you mean by that?
Lehman must have dropped Chris Lures after Wapaka. Can't imagine. Chris is a class act, so can't imagine Chris initiating that. But so Lehman must have picked up Queckel, or Queckel must have noticed that Lehman was looking, and I don't even think I saw him signed up until a couple nights before. Good team. I mean, Queckel is one of the best up and coming players, and Lehman is a huge blocker. So today they were in phase 1 of the qualifier together. They were the top seed. They won their first match, and then the other team that they were playing against, the other team didn't show up, so their opponents got to forfeit their first round. And then Queckel and Lehman realized that instead of taking 8 today, they were going to take 9 because I think it was Rafi and Aaron Rice couldn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were going to take 9 out of day 1 instead of 8. And the rule was they were going to take the top seed that took second or lost round 2. And Lehman and Queckel realized as the number 1 seed, if they just forfeited their match, they technically would be the top seed that lost round 2 and automatically in, and it wouldn't hurt their ranking because they reseed day 2 based on AVP points by the rules. So by this like weird twist of fate, they just forfeited their second round in phase 1 to this team that had already gotten a forfeit for round 1. This team got 2 forfeits in a row. They showed up, got 2 forfeits in a row into phase 2. Wild. It's like Gutierrez and somebody else. So Lehman and Queckel, it's going to show up that they lost, but they didn't lose. They just forfeited it to get directly into phase 2 because it was hot out today.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm going with Angel and Dave Palm. Angel and Dave Palm played extremely well together, obviously, in the last few events. And Queckel and Lehman, I don't think have touched the ball together before. So I think that becomes pretty easy for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I really like the combination of Angel and Dave. And frankly, as far as, Atlantic people that, we're rooting for, he's right up there. So I'm definitely leaning Angel and Dave here.
Yeah.
Not even gonna hide the bias. We have Kevin Coyle and Heath Hughes against Lev Prima and Jacob Landell in the 6 versus the 27.
I don't know Heath Hughes. I know that Kevin Coyle plays in Florida. He's a taller, like 6'5", kind of slender blocker. He I think played. Yeah, he definitely played today. I didn't get to see him play at all, but I know he's a good player. Prima and Landell have made a bunch of, I guess, a handful of main draws, and I think Lev's serve is just a bit too much for the other team to handle.
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and go with the same pick there. Next, we've got Mark Burik, Cody Caldwell against Cam Beans and Chris Frazier.
So I kind of asked Mark Forniciari about this one, and he's pretty convinced that Burik and Caldwell are at a minimum getting to the round to get in. So based on the way that they were looking, very smooth. I'm probably going to go with Burik and Caldwell on this one based on what Forniciari told me. Nothing taken away from Beans and Frazier. They've obviously proved that they can upset teams in the past. So I'm sure it'll be loud.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, didn't Mark get upset in Wapaka?
Burik?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was like some kind of injury involved as well, and it was by Angel, funnily enough.
Okay. Well, I think I gotta agree with you, but I don't think it's. I think they'll definitely. I think Cam and Chris will definitely give Mark and Cody everything that they can handle.
Oh,
I wouldn't be shocked if it goes 3,
I wouldn't either.
but we'll go with Burik and Caldwell. All right. Next, we've got Angel Dashe, Dave Palm against Lev Prima and Jacob Lindell.
So the one guy that can probably bring as much heat from the service line as Lev can is probably Angel. So it kind of creates a wash on the serving. What do you think about the blocking matchup, Dave Palm versus Lev?
I think Lev is a little bigger at the net. I think Dave is probably a little. I mean, not that Prima is an unintelligent blocker, but I think Dave is probably the smarter blocker.
I agree. Yeah,
But
Dave's more
Prima's a little bigger.
technical. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of like Angel in this one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
I think Angel and Dave
I've
are
been
playing
pretty
really good
clear
ball.
about where I stand as far as Angel goes, and I'm ready to pick Angel again.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't think it's that. I mean, if you tell me Lev and Jake take that one, I'm not going to be like, oh, gasp, because Lev and Jake are a good team. But like, I really like the way that Angel and Dave are playing together.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. How did they end up finishing in AC?
Who?
Dave and Angel. I think didn't they beat Ratledge again?
They did. Yeah, it was Ratledge and Ricardo Santos.
That's right. Okay.
Not an ideal team.
Yeah.
But I think they made a 5th. I don't think they made semis.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it was a good finish.
Yeah. So then to see who gets in, we've got Burik and Caldwell against Angel and Dave Palm.
Angel gets through.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think yeah, I mean, I think it's really good, and I would not be shocked if it goes the other way. Between all of Mark's, Burik's previous experience, and he's very well known and has been in a lot of main draws. Cody Caldwell's playing really good ball, and considered one of the hot new up and comers. But in the Georgia Heat, I like Angel. I like Dave Palm.
Well, my other argument is, you're talking to North Carolina guys making this video. So when we pick the North Carolina teams, like, you can't hate us. And Angel's a damn good player.
Yeah. All right. So now we're on to the last quadrant. 7 seed versus 26. Adam Roberts, Travis McWhirter against Joel Feldkamp and Ian Bicko.
So Ian is obviously one of our best friends, and I received a message from him that the only thing he sent me was, "It's time," and I knew exactly what he meant. It's time that he gets past Adam Roberts.
Yeah.
So if you look at the history between the two players, they've probably met a dozen times, if not more. And Adam has got the better of Ian every single time. Big Ian, I might add. Adam and Travis have looked good, and then they've looked bad, and then they've looked good again. And then Travis, I think, posted on Instagram that they've been playing like their worst ball the last 2 tournaments. So what are your thoughts here?
I mean, I would love nothing more than to pick Ian Bicko. But Ian chose dinner over making this video with us, so I gotta go with Travis.
I love the pettiness. I love the pettiness.
Yeah, pettiness truly worthy of Ian Bicko himself.
He would do the same to you.
Yeah, for sure. Love that dude, and I think he's got it. I think he's more than capable of pulling an upset here with Joel Feldkamp, but I think I got to go with the experience of Adam Roberts and Travis McWhirter.
I think we're getting a surprise guest here for the last quadrant.
Yeah.
What's up, hot takes, hot bakes?
What's up, dude? How's it going?
Good. Just woke up from a 4-hour nap.
He's back from the grave.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
What round are we in, y'all?
We're in our quadrant. We're going quadrant by quadrant, playing it all out. So you just joined, quite possibly for like the match before ours.
Well, I don't know too much about all the matchups, but I will say this, boys. Ray Allen
He did. Oh my God.
commented on my Instagram video and said, "Good luck, men," with the thumbs up and an arm like this on my Instagram. Check it out at Nolan Albright 7. So if that doesn't show that we have a little bit of something going our way, it's gonna happen. A couple serves trickling over. I don't know what does. And the baby calls himself Baby Ray Allen. I think I might start calling myself Daddy.
Yeah, that doesn't matter what other people call you, right? It just matters what you call yourself.
It's this top. I can't get the phone to focus. It's this top comment. Trey4. Trey4 is legitimately Ray Allen's Instagram handle.
So that's all I have to add. I need to go drink some more electrolytes.
Yeah, he had a rough one in the heat today.
But
Yeah.
good seeing you, Graham.
Yeah, I heard you battled through pretty well today. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do tomorrow. For me, this match is kind of a toss-up. I think Ferrari's a really good player. I haven't seen Brian Miller play that much. I don't know if I formally introduced this, but it's a 23 seed Kevin Knight, Nolan Albrecht, pictured in the other frame against John Ferrari and Brian Miller.
Ferrari's had some good.
What was that?
Ferrari's had some good finishes. Brian Miller, I don't think anybody's seen in a while. But have you seen this guy?
I have seen this guy, and more importantly,
Ray
Allen's seen this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to you guys.
Yes. The feel good pick.
All right, I'm out. I can't jinx it. I'm out.
All right, 15 versus the 18. We've got Brad Connors, Jonathan Justice against Chris Lures and John Drake.
But this is 2021 John Drake.
Yes.
Joe Ruzick has been very down on 2021 John Drake. What's your thoughts here?
I mean, I think I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to pick against in what would under like kind of ideal 70-degree weather kind of in my mind would be a toss-up. It's hard to pick against the Florida boys.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Chris Lures and John Drake absolutely have what it takes to win the match, but I'm going to go with the Florida boys of Brad Connors and John Justice.
Yeah.
Last match, Brandon Severin, George Gutierrez, the beneficiaries of double forfeits in phase 1 against Paul Lotman and Kyle Friend. My thoughts here are Brandon Severin and George Gutierrez are going to have the very, very unique privilege of saying that they made it from phase 1 into phase 2 to go a combined 0-1.
I agree. They somehow went 2-1 on forfeits, but only played one match.
Yeah. All right. Next match, we have Adam Roberts, Travis Mawerder against Kevin Knight and Nolan Albrecht. And I'm just going to give you my analysis here. So in previous kind of local tournaments in the Atlantic region, Kevin Knight has had the pleasure of beating Adam Roberts twice. It would have been a third. It probably would have been a third time, except for Mr. Bryce Ernsberger going for the highlight swing on match point and hitting it straight down about 6 inches out. And then Adam Roberts ended up clutching that one out in 3. So all the credit in the world to him. But, you and Nolan on kind of a hard packed sand type day, bomb and jumpers were able to knock off Adam Roberts, Ian Satterfield. You and Yurko were able to beat Adam Roberts and Trevor Crabb at the Myrtle Beach Open. So I'm going to go with you here.
Oh, this is big.
Yeah, which this is actually huge for Kevin, because anyone who watches our regular prediction video knows I take kind of a perverse pleasure in finding any reason I can to pick against Kevin in our local tournaments, much to his chagrin. But I can't do it here, and I'm going to go ahead and pick Kevin and Nolan, who've been playing some real good ball. Had a strong finish out in Wapaka, and I think you're going to have Adam's number here.
You know what's actually worse about the local ones is that you don't just pick against me and laugh. You pick against me and then you give reasons, like well thought out reasons, and I kind of lose it. This one just has that extra cherry on top moment of finally he's seen the light.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
I know.
So next we have Brad Connors, John Justice against Paul Lotman and Kyle Friend. You think the Florida boys can take this, or you think Lotman and Friend are going to be too much?
Lotman and Friend, I think they take it in 2. Just look at the track record. You have 2 guys that are regularly making draws and 2 guys that haven't made it yet. So
right. All All right, so then to get in, we have Kevin Knight, Nolan Albrecht against Kyle Lotman or Paul Lotman and Kyle Friend. And unfortunately, buddy, I think this is where your Cinderella run ends. I think you run into Paul Lotman and Kyle Friend, and you bit off a bit more than you can chew.
I
With,
can't
with,
rage
with
too
hard
hard.
with hard packed sand, Paul Lotman might have the hardest hitting jumper out there. So
Yeah, I mean, my only rebuttal would be if something crazy happens, a storm starts and the ball gets heavy, and we just somehow clutch one out because we played a bunch in the rain in North Carolina. But yeah, I mean, on paper they're definitely the better players, better team. So we're good. We'd have to pull. The bigger deal is that we'd have to pull literally 3 consecutive upsets to make it through tomorrow by seeding. So pulling 1 upset, very doable. Pulling 2 upsets, less chance, but still is doable on the right day. Pulling 3 consecutive upsets against 3 very good teams. I'm picking myself personally because I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could make it in. But I can't like rage at you too hard for picking the number 2 overall seed in the qualifier against a team that's already played 2 matches today and needs to upset 3 more tomorrow.
wow, rational thought regarding your predicted loss. This is a new side of you. I don't know if I like it.
You're breaking new ground here with your last pick, and I'm trying to reciprocate. Don't enjoy this too much.
All right. So to recap, we have Lotman and Friend advancing, Angel and Dave Palm advancing, Jake Rosener and Chris Vaughan advancing, and then a toss-up between Avery Drost, Miles Partain, and Evan Corey, Logan Weber, with Kevin making the incorrect pick of Evan Corey, Logan Weber.
One split decision there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. So for everyone who hung out with us the entire time, thank you for watching Eastern Volleyball Network. Please like and subscribe, really helps us out a lot. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. It'll allow us to live stream matches versus just posting recordings, which would be pretty cool. Do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
I was gonna say, AVP people, you see this, you probably won't. We do this for free because we love the game. All right, with that, peace.
Peace.